Go.
Get 1,000 Americans to stop smoking every day by smoking. Anonymous. This quote says how 1,000 Americans die every day from smoking. Tobacco addiction is a habit that has overtaken this country and much of the world. It's disastrous. How many of you hate it when someone is smoking near you? Well, smoke may actually do more than annoy you. It's been shown that inhaling smoke even once can do more than one would think. It's a dangerous and destructive habit, not only of your lifestyle, but even your body. I believe that the sale and distribution of tobacco, mainly cigars and cigarettes, should be illegal. Smoking is a disgusting habit, and those who do it are not only so ignorant that they risk their own lives, but they're also so inconsiderate that they risk the lives of others, to say the least. Smoking in itself kills, puts the lives of innocent bystanders at risk, and is an addictive and costly habit. The only way to fix this is to completely outlaw it, and it can be done. To clear things up, sale and distribution would not only mean whoever sells cigarettes would have to stop, but anyone giving out cigarettes would also be doing something illegal. This is the only way to stop the chain of smokers. The history of the tobacco industry is actually kind of interesting. Up through the early 1900s, the American Tobacco Company was the leading seller of cigarettes, but rivals such as Marlboro were starting to form. During the two world wars, soldiers were given free cigarettes when they were overseas, and their wives at home also started to take up smoking. Smoking boomed in the 1940s, as upwards of 300 million cigarettes were being sold per year. The first written report about the dangers of smoking was written by the United States Surgeon General in 1964, and a year later Congress passed an act saying that all packages of cigarettes had to have a warning label on them. In 1984, Congress passed another act saying that cigarette packages had to have one of 4 mandatory labels on them at all times. This was considered to be the start of restrictions on smoking. From then on, governments and individual companies began to limit smoking in public places, and it was then illegal to advertise cigarettes on television or radio. Much of the tobacco sold in the U.S. is actually grown in different countries, such as Brazil, the Dominican Republic, or South Korea. This is about where we stand today. Smoking is now the reason for 2 of the leading causes of death in the United States: cancer and heart disease. It's not currently illegal to sell, buy, or distribute tobacco or cigarettes. This needs to be changed for the health of our country and the welfare of our people. To begin, smoking kills. This may seem blunt, but it's entirely true. 434,000 Americans die every year from smoking-related causes, according to the CDC. In simpler terms, 1 out of every 5 Americans dies from smoking-related causes. This is a huge chunk of the population, especially due to a single cause, and something that can be so easily prevented. Also, smoking mainly causes cancers and heart disease, and the cancers include lung, pancreatic, and laryngeal, which is cancer of the larynx, 3 vital organs. Approximately 1 out of every 3 cancer-related deaths is caused by tobacco use, according to Encyclopedia Britannica. And smokers also can get conditions such as emphysema and chronic bronchitis, horrible abnormalities of the respiratory system. Smokers suffer every time they smoke, and it's just a matter of time before something occurs. Please, don't make your time come before it should. Secondly, smokers put innocent bystanders, or secondhand smokers, at risk. For those of you who always know that poor person that's stuck behind someone smoking and they can't escape the cloud of smoke. Whether or not it's you or someone you know, the message is still clear. In fact, secondhand smokers bear a great deal too. Secondhand smokers are exposed to over 4,000 toxic chemicals in cigarette smoke, all of which can be lethal and cause serious damage. Although areas have started to be designated for smoking, and smoking is banned in many places, secondhand smokers still suffer greatly from the selfishness of those who choose to smoke. Actually, the United States Surgeon General released a study last December stating that any time someone inhales smoke, their body is immediately damaged, and that was released by Health and Human Services. Innocent bystanders are being destroyed piece by piece every day because of cancer and secondhand smoke. With cigarettes and tobacco removed, we can all say that we would be proud to breathe freely. Lastly, smoking is an addictive and costly habit. Many smokers can go either broke or bankrupt, especially now with the price of cigarettes being at an all-time high. As a matter of fact, a study was shown predicting a decrease of smoking with an increase of cigarette prices and financial stress. And that study was called Cigarette Tax and Public Health. In addition, affected lifestyles and lives of smokers are greatly jeopardized. While smoking may seem like it can create a structured and positive lifestyle, it creates a scenario where anything else that must be done has to be inserted into a schedule based on when that person needs to smoke. Wherever that person goes, they'll smell like smoke. A chain smoker, for example. Anytime they go to a job interview, a meal with friends, or a public gathering, they'll smell like smoke and affect those around them. Smoke smell that comes off of clothes or other material left behind by a smoker is called third-hand smoke, and it's almost as dangerous as being a second-hand smoker as well. Along with this bad, smoking can lead to an unhappy and harmful lifestyle, and nobody wants that. Not only is smoking bad, but it can cost people relationships with family and friends. If a person's family is totally against smoking, but that person becomes addicted and they're unable to stop, that could drive a wedge straight through that family. Also, this goes for smokers and their friends. If a person is smoking and it bothers their friends, but they refuse to stop, that could break a friendship because of one person's horrible choice. Not only does it cause bodily damage, but it can cause emotional damage too, breaking financial and personal ties that should always remain intact. Therefore, I propose a change. The United States government should pass a law banning the sale and distribution of tobacco and create mandatory government programs to help current smokers quit. To add, the government should charge tobacco CEOs who refuse to cease production and/or distribution of tobacco with public endangerment at the very least, all the way up to manslaughter for every single life their product has taken. This is a sensible and reasonable way to help stop the spread once and for all. So here I stand, giving my argument as to why smoking shall be illegal. However, I cannot do this alone. To start, I ask all of you to do the simplest thing you can. Make the right choice. Smoking destroys your body with every use, and you put the lives of others at risk. Do you want to be that selfish, uncaring, conceited snob who not only will, but enjoys putting the lives of others at risk? If so, if you're that one person who's made the wrong choice or just doesn't care, I obviously can't change your mind. However, I just hope that those of you who have made the right choice or have an open mind will do so. Also, you can help a family member struggling with an addiction. Offer them love, kindness, and support. Tell them that they can beat the addiction. Offer to do whatever you can in helping them do so. In order to help my message sink in a little more, sit and listen to a story about a man named Denny. Denny started smoking in high school because it was the cool thing to do. He had a plan to stop smoking at 35. Up until that age, he was just a casual smoker. He never had any problems. 12 years after he stopped, he woke up one morning and it hurt to go to the bathroom. That night, there was blood in his urine. The next day, he went to a doctor, and the doctor referred him to a specialist. That's when Denny learned the hard news. He had full-blown bladder cancer. The doctor said that he had most likely had it for 10 years, but it had never popped up before. They thought that they put Denny's cancer in remission, but 3 years later, the cancer struck again with a vengeance. Denny had to have his bladder and prostate removed, and he had to have his intestines rearranged to substitute for a bladder. Denny's message is clear and simple. Don't smoke. Just walk away. To recap, the sale and distribution of tobacco, mainly cigars and cigarettes, should absolutely be illegal because it puts secondhand smokers at more risk than they should ever be, and it's addictive and costly, financially and emotionally. This epidemic can't stop without all of you. Even if you all help one person conquer their addiction, we can make a difference. Smoking is a chain effect, and once we begin to get rid of it, there's no turning back, only a brighter way forward. Together, we have the power to demolish smoking once and for all. Together, we have the opportunity to rid the world of something that not only harms us, but in the long run, our planet as well. Together, we can not only make, but be the difference that our world needs right now. Together, we can do it. Only if we do it together.